Okay, here's the deal. It's January 2nd. I didn't bring you with me yesterday because I just didn't feel like being on camera and doing the whole thing first thing in the morning. But today, I am. And the reason why is because it's 38 degrees. The water is 38 degrees. I've never done the 30-degree water before. I've done 40. We'll see what 2 degrees does. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I took my dogs for a walk. It's already cold outside. The wind is howling. It's cold. But this is why we do this, because it's not easy to do. And the more I stand here and think about this and contemplate it, the harder it gets. You just got to go. So let's just get this done. We're 50 seconds into this video. This is going to be a long one, and you're going to probably feel me or hear me breathing on this one today. Thing is like once you get into this practice, it's amazing how like the cold doesn't really affect you like you think it would. There we go. Yeah, it's funny how 42 to 44, they really prepped me for just that upper level bite and difficulty that you get with this. But even 38's cold, but I don't know, it's just still like close to 40. Well, it's hard to describe what goes on when you're in here. I gotta put more water in. I don't like that my shoulders are up. So you get yourself in cold water, and you might be thinking, like, how the heck can you stay in there for 5 minutes? First of all, isn't that bad for you? No, it's not bad for you. If the water were maybe colder, but it's hard to get water colder because it's got to freeze, right? So what happens is that your body starts to take the blood from the limbs and the outer areas of the limbs, the toes, the ankles, the calf, my forearms, and it starts to recruit all that blood to come to the organs, the torso, and all that blood. I mean, I'm not saying that all of my blood gets sucked. That's not what I'm saying, but there is an energetic flow of energy from the outer reaches of my limbs, and it goes to the torso, and that's one of the ways your body keeps its core temperature warmer in cold temperatures. The other thing that's really interesting about this practice is that your nervous system, and I don't know if you're like in tune with your nervous system or not. When you're coming down with a cold and you get up in the morning and you're like, maybe you're not achy in the bones, but you're like a day away from that. That's your nervous system and your immune system declining in strength, and that is indicative of being susceptible to those illnesses. Your nervous system has a tone to it, and there's actually a major nerve called the vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve can be tonified. It can also be detonified, I guess, or deconditioned. And what happens is you can strengthen it, and you can allow it to become weak. One of the ways that you strengthen it is physical exercise. Other ways you can strengthen are breathing exercises, yoga. Yoga's exercise, but breathing exercises. And that will strengthen the vagus nerve and thus the nervous system. So what happens when you get in these cold plunges is that at first your nervous system freaks out a little bit, and you have a little bit of a short circuit. My lips are getting slow to move. The other thing that happens with that is that you will need to take long breaths because your body's it's freaking out and it needs to relax a little bit. So that's one of the important things that you have to learn how to do, is just relax and allow your body to do its natural response. and you will get over this. The colder you go, obviously, the more it affects you, but you will get over it. One of the ways that you can start to do cold therapy, and I highly recommend it for many reasons, physical, of course, but mental, man. It's all about the mind, because I don't want to do this every day. I just do it because I know it's really good for me, and because it feels amazing to push myself into a place of being uncomfortable and then still doing it and then being fine. And I feel better afterwards, but you can start taking cold showers, 5-minute cold showers. I'm sorry, not 5 minute. You take 1 minute cold showers, 30-second cold showers to start out, and as cold as you can stand it. And then just keep getting as cold as you can stand it. And when you can get all the way to as cold as your faucet goes, you're getting somewhere. And then try to do a 5-minute cold shower there. And then you can kind of work your way up to maybe getting a 50-degree ice bath or a cold bath, which is really actually a good place for a beginner to start, but I wouldn't call that cold anymore. And in the summertime, I can get 50 degrees by the night before. I do it in the morning. I fill my my cold plunge up with fresh water, and then I have about 30 frozen ice bottles in a freezer. Take all those ice bottles and put them in the water about 25 minutes before you want to go in, and you'll get it down to about 50, maybe 48. It's about as cold as you can get it without a chiller, from what I found. And that's a pretty good practice. All right, this is almost 6 minutes. That's insane. What am I doing? I'm talking. All right, so stay sharp, everybody. Thanks for coming along. Holy shnikes, I'm a cold.